that. And this is Shelley, and I'm super excited. Oh my goodness, Laura, I'll catch you.
I'm fine.
It's June 12th, and we are gathering here on Zoom to chat about our national conference team. So I've got folks on the line here, and we'll do introductions in just a second. But we're all making plans to go to national conference, and just kind of we'll share this recording with those who couldn't make it this evening in case there's any details that we conclude and decide on that they need to know about, and try to keep everybody on the same page. So intros. Have you gals met each other? Eve, you want to go first?
Sure. What do you want? Name?
Location, whose team you're on. I'll interview you. Where are you based?
I'm in California, Concord, California, not far from Shelley.
About a mile from my house.
Yep, about a mile from Shelley. And I'm on Carol's team. Under Shelley.
Super. And how many, is this your first national conference?
No, this will be my third national conference.
Woo!
Yay!
Love that. Excellent. It's kind of like they say, right? You never miss it. Once you've been to one, you never miss it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Third national conference. And how long have you been a Pampered Chef?
About, let's see, what is it? 2.5 years?
Oh my gosh.
It'll be, I mean, it just flies by, huh? Because it'll be my third year. I was in about 6 months before, 7 months, national conference first one.
Excellent. I'm so glad you're coming again. Very good. How about Laurel, real quick? Where are you dialing in from?
I'm from West Plains, Missouri. I live a half a mile from Darcy. Darcy's the one who signed me up. I've been a consultant for maybe 6 months, thereabouts. So this is my first national conference.
First conference, first time.
So exciting.
Yay! Yay! I'm excited.
That's great. I'm so glad you made the decision to go. And Laurel's driving because she's going to hit a bunch of stops on the way. So she'll have lots of family news to share with us when we get there. Very good.
And hopefully a new consultant. The plan is to sign up my niece after her party.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Sign her right now and get her all signed up to come with you to national conference, because she has that $99 special as well. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. No time like the present. If
I don't. She won't be able to get away because she has 5 kids in her care.
There you go. In which case, she absolutely needs to get away. Goodness. Congratulations on your.
I know. Found it earlier. Thank you.
How about Miss Kate? We were just doing introductions. We had Eve and Laurel. Kate, where are you calling from?
South Jordan, Utah.
All right. And how long have you been a Pampered Chef?
6 years on the 30th.
Awesome. Woo. Congratulations. That's a huge milestone.
That means that's how long I've known you, Kate.
I know.
That's amazing. I love it. And how many times have you been to national conference?
This will be my third.
Man, that's amazing. You and Eve are in the 3-timers club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but she was smart and she started going right away.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Very good. And I have Shaughnessy on the line. Miss Shaughnessy, how long have you been a Pampered Chef?
8 years, and I am on. My director is Stacy Itzel, the national exec, and I'm here in Vacaville, and I think this is my 7th national conference.
Wow. Places if you want to. And we are going to be in the audience cheering while you do something special. Tell us what you're going to be doing, because not everybody heard.
So my team and I just promoted to a senior director team last month in May.
Congratulations.
We're pretty excited.
That's outrageous. You get a yellow scraper, your own exclusive scraper. I'm gonna want to touch it and feel it, and we'll follow right behind you, okay?
You can do it. You can totally do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
The kids running around in the background. And Shaughnessy will tell you I've been picking her brains about about what she's been doing with her virtual parties in order to get to this position all week long. So thank you, Shaughnessy. Thank you. I appreciate all your help, my dear. You're doing great. Great. And Kathy, I'm so glad you're here. We'll have Annette go next. Annette, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm trying to lock up my work, but I'll do it quick before I do that.
That's fine. Tell us where you're dialing in from and how long you've been a Pampered Chef.
Okay, I'm dialing in from Gilbert, Arizona. And I've been here 5 years. I was in the South Bay and the Central Valley for 18 or 35, I think. But I've been a consultant since 2010.
Oh, wow.
And a customer since 1993. So I've been around a while.
Longer than me. Love it.
Yeah.
Great. And how many conferences have you been to?
I think this one coming up is my fourth. Yeah.
Conference. You guys are in good hands. Lots of expertise here. I love it. Excellent. And Kathy McCready is, thank you, Annette. I know you're trying to get to class, so
yeah, I'm gonna listen in. I'm gonna but I'm on my way out the door. I'm gonna keep it on as long as I have a connection.
Super. That sounds great. And Kathy's plugged in there on an iPad and device, which is awesome. And congratulations. How many national conferences have you been to, my friend?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, we're doing introductions. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, somewhat. What did you ask me?
Let's start off with where you're based. Where's home base for you?
Home base is Northern California, Redwood Valley, 2 hours north of San Francisco.
Wonderful. And how long have you been a Pampered Chef?
A whopping 2 months.
2 months. Okay, she's got you beat, Laurel. Laurel's been 6 months. And have you been to national conference before?
Never.
Never. So another first timer. Mute everyone with the noise and let them come in as needed. Thank you, Shaughnessy. How do I mute everybody? I've never done that. Yeah, Shaughnessy's giving me tips here. Shaughnessy, if you know how to mute everybody, tell me and I'll do that, okay? Okay, so guys, if you want to click your mute button down at the bottom, just if you have background noise, that way we're not hearing it. And we are recording this for any of our, there should be a mute all button. I'm not seeing it, Shaughnessy. Oh.
Mine was at the top of the screen on my iPad. Whoever.
It's probably me making all the noise, so let me see.
Just click your mute button down at the bottom of the screen, Annette. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So just your mute buttons, guys, it's usually down at the bottom of the screen. If you pull your cursor down, you can see it. It's a little picture of a microphone. You click that. It cuts off your background noise. And then when you're ready to chat or ask questions or contribute, just click it again so we can hear you. Shaughnessy, I'm going to have to figure out where that is. I know it exists. I just didn't know where it was. Cool. Okay, so let's get going. I have a couple items on. I've got my list, really. And we've got, I've met everybody, but just FYI, I lost count. I think this is my 18th national conference. It might have been my 17th. I think there was 1 year where Natalie was born and he wouldn't let me travel because she was back in the hospital. So couldn't go to national conference that particular year. Otherwise, I've been every single time. And I know Ellen's not on the line, but if somebody could message Ellen and just ask her if she's going to join us. She has 6 months on me, and she's been every single time. She's loaded with great tips and ideas on how to get the most out of national conference. So, so pick her brains if we don't get her on the line with us right now. Okay, so wow, how excited are you guys? All thrilled? You've got you're registered. Yes, you are, you got your airfare. I know Kate and I've been working on that, right? Working on airfare, okay. And we've got hotel reservations. So we've got that. We're staying at the Crown Plaza in Rosemont, Illinois. And so go ahead and unmute yourself if you have any specific questions. Be thinking about that. But really what I've kind of got on my list, I'm going to run through it really quickly, and then we'll kind of go back and see if you have questions about any particular topic. Because I don't want to waste our time if we don't have any questions about anything. So what really starts with what you want to get out of national conference and planning in advance. So that's one. What to bring or what to pack. Who will you meet? And I want to be sure to give you an overview of who the people are that are going to come up to you and say, welcome to our team. Okay. Any travel or hotel questions, roommates, that kind of thing. The schedule with Team Time with Sherri, with the Nancy Joe training, general sessions, breakout sessions, any of that. The home office tour, if you have questions about that. We are going to have a team time one evening where we have dinner together, and we decided we're going to do it much like we did last year. So I'll give you a little bit of info about that. There is a director's event, a special party that you are invited to once you are qualified as a director. So if you have set that as your goal in the next month, you will get an invitation to it, and they've announced that it's what is the theme for that, Shaughnessy? Do you remember?
I think it's some kind of like Academy Awards movie theme.
Yes, and you pick you dress up in character, and we are working on Disney, of course, our favorite Disney characters for our costumes for the night, which is still a work in progress. But super fun. They have food and entertainment and everything. And then we're working on some T-shirts so that we can all kind of find each other and represent our team as one. Any questions that don't fall into any one of those kind of buckets that you want to be sure we cover while we're chatting together tonight, guys? With everybody muted, Shaughnessy, I just feel like I'm all by myself. Okay, so what do you want to get out of national conference? Have you given this any thought? Who has? And for those of you who've been before, what did you do in advance that you found helpful, or what would you wish you had done in advance in national conference? Unmute yourself and come on in live.
Can I just say like a helpful tip?
Please.
So something that's always helpful for me is to take a notepad with a pen. And I know it sounds redundant, but literally to just take notes and if you have business cards, bring business cards. And if you don't, don't worry about spending a ton of money. You can go on Vistaprint and they have 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
I paid like $12 and I had a box that I had to end up throwing away because I've moved so many times. I kept having to black out all my information that had changed. But take business so that you can swap them with other people, because this is a great time to see other leaders and just people in the company that you hear about their success, pick their brain and get their information and just kind of correspond with. That's something that I always try to kind of zero in on, maybe somebody that's doing something that I want to emulate and have that same type of success. So I kind of pick one or two people after them and then just kind of pick their brain on how they're getting the success and what are the systems that they're using.
Awesome. Yeah, very, very good point. And to piggyback on that is to kind of take this next couple of weeks and evaluate your business and have at least a couple focuses that you want to target during national conference. For my multi-time attendees, would you agree that national conference is remarkable, but there's so much information? There's so much there.
Don't go there and hear everything oh my gosh, I'm not doing any of these. 15 of these to get back. Absolutely not. You can write them all down and then pick one or two. And then once you get those one or two things down, then go to the next one.
That's good. Right.
And that I have failed so many times at trying to over implement.
Shaughnessy, you're breaking up for me. Are you guys hearing her okay?
No, she's breaking up.
You're breaking up. I may have you hang up and dial back in. That's okay.
Okay.
What she was getting at, and I know what you were getting at because I was going to share this too, is you're going to get so much information, and if you come home and try to implement everything all at once, you won't do really well at any one thing. So you prioritize, and that's why planning in advance. So my example is last national conference, I was really focused on virtual business. I didn't have much of a virtual business and I didn't quite understand it. So I wanted to get that was my tunnel vision. I wasn't looking at host coaching. I wasn't looking at many of the other topics. I was just really targeted on all the different aspects of doing virtual parties because I knew I was going to be having foot surgery and that's what I was going to be doing. You may look at your business and say, bookings and getting them outside of parties is really where that would make the biggest impact on my business, or host coaching, or I need to tighten up my live party, or I want to really focus on fundraisers or wedding showers. So pick maybe 5 things on your list, and not just broad topics like that, but specifically, what do you want to get out of it? So that when you come home, you can say, okay, did I do what did I get out of this what I wanted? Here's what I went after, and here's what I got. Does that help a little bit? Anybody want to tell us kind of what your target is? Has anyone given this some thought?
You mean I have to narrow it down? I haven't started narrowing it down. I mean, I've got the list of the seminars, and I've been reading over it and marking the ones that I know I'm interested in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go through and say, okay, there's 2 at this time period. Which one really is me?
Which one's going to make the biggest impact on your business? Right? So,
right.
If your show schedule is if you struggle month to month, then getting bookings and networking outside of your parties and gaining more customers and finding leads, those are the classes that you really want to target. But even outside of the normal breakout sessions, there's so many great opportunities to walk up to somebody and say, what's your best tip for getting parties outside of a show? Or give me a quick tip for the quick cooker. Or how do you get bookings with power tools? So real specific things like that. So give that some thought, and I actually would challenge each of you to share with us on our message thread once you kind of have a sense of what you're targeting, so that we can help you. Okay, because if I meet somebody who's really good at doing their live parties and doing cooking with kids parties, and I know that that's what Eve's focus is on, I'm going to make sure to introduce Eve to that person. Okay, so if we know what each other's looking for, that's great. That's helpful. Okay. So what do you want to get at a national conference? Ellen does something really fabulous, and I probably am giving away a surprise, but she usually brings these with her to national conference, and she gets index cards, and they're colorful and everything, and everybody gets 2 of them, and one says, do it now, and the other says, great idea, but wait for later. Put this, kind of save it for later. And so you take those 2 index cards along with you, and whenever you hear an idea, you kind of slot it onto one or the other. And so at the end of the conference, one of these, they're both full of ideas, but these are the ones to do now. This is the one to save for a little bit later. But you didn't want to forget it. That makes sense?
That's a great idea.
Good. Any other questions about kind of thinking through a plan for a national conference? in terms of the content and the training you want to get.
What is Tasty Tidbits and Tech Cafe? It looks like you have a breakout or you have Tasty Tidbits.
Tasty, who wants to answer that? Who's already attended?
I can do it.
Yeah, go Kate.
Yeah, because I'm looking at, if you haven't yet, go to your, which one of the stores has this breakout sessions, I think, one of the emails that we got, and look at that planner. And you can, I noticed for one thing that their breakout sessions are almost all the same, just at different times, so you can cover them all that way. But the Tasty Tidbits, they're all very different. The Tasty Tidbits are just like half an hour, real quick classes, and they have some of the Pampered Chef personnel up front that just go over different things. So for me, I'm just picking out the one or two breakout sessions that I want, and I have more of the Tasty Tidbits circled this time around.
I lived in the Tech Cafe and the Tasty Tidbits area almost the whole time last time.
Yeah.
So just quick snippets.
Yeah.
Like, what were some of the, well, you're looking at the topics now, but yeah, they'd have like somebody from home office do a quick little half-hour thing about social media and how to launch your business in Instagram.
Yeah, one of them they have that I'm really looking at is virtual party best practices. I am definitely going to that one.
Oh, great.
I'll go with you to that one, Kate.
Okay.
Okay, great.
That's a deal.
Good.
I got a date.
Yeah.
So
The big part is that you can ask questions about the website and how to get here and there, and or how to really navigate the website. The computers are set up and the tech people are there. You can just go right up and ask questions and have them walk you through things if there's a section that you're not sure about or something.
Was that a Tasty Tidbit or was that a breakout?
That's a Tech Cafe.
Tech Cafe. They asked me one year to man the Tech Cafe for a couple hours, and they set up Consultants Corner there, and people just drop in and out and ask specific questions, and it's a very one-on-one kind of hand-holding kind of thing. And it's the either veterans with Pampered Chef who are super tech savvy, or the actual tech support folks who answer the phone from home office when you call in.
Cool.
Yeah, they're marvelous. So make friends with home office. Home office is identifiable. Typically, they wear royal blue polo shirts, or they all are wearing the same shirt, and it's very clearly identified home office staff. So, walk up and introduce yourself and ask them questions. They're thrilled to get a chance to meet all the consultants and get this one time of the year that they get to meet everybody. And they do great stuff for us. Okay, good so far. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, about content, and we'll still be chatting on our group thread and whatnot. I just want to be sure that we all got a chance to partner on answering some of the questions. What to bring and what to pack. Who's got questions on what to bring?
I do.
It's not a question. It's be sure and bring a sweater or a jacket for those breakout sessions. They're like held in the freezer.
They keep them kind of chilly. Be sure you've got layers. Yeah, Chicago, Greater Rosemont is in, and I always say Roseville because that's where near Natalie lives, but it's Rosemont is near O'Hare Airport, and the Greater Chicago area can be very humid. It can be super humid and wet. It could rain on us. In fact, we've had rain frequently. I carried my umbrella around and have used it every time. And you're going back in and out between the convention center. The hotels are the hotel is kind of across the street and around the corner, and these storms can come in. So umbrella, a light jacket or sweater to carry along. What else is, what other questions do you have about what to bring, what to wear, dress code?
Is there a dress code? Can we wear almost anything? I mean, I'm not coming in shorts. No Daisy Dukes.
Historically, the rule of thumb was no blue jeans, but that I know is out the door. And that came from Doris Christopher. She was not a big fan of the casual blue jeans, but I see blue jeans all over the place now. Anything that you would wear for a business meeting amongst, your colleagues is appropriate, and you want to dress because there is a lot of walking. So my outfits are always around whatever my most comfortable shoes are. And so capris or slacks or skirts. But you wouldn't necessarily wear your workout clothes that you're going to come straight from the gym.
Where are we walking?
The conference center is huge. So conference center is really big, and it's on 2 different levels. So usually you're up and down several times. And
Okay.
The big general sessions, Shaughnessy, are they still taking us over to the, I didn't hear whether they're doing them in the theater or whether they're doing the general sessions right there in the conference center.
I think it's supposed to be just like last year in the conference center.
Okay, so it should be local right there. But then around the hotels are all around, and getting to and from hotels, and then there is a outlets. There's a mall with outlet shops about half a mile away, walking distance, and then there's another place that's got restaurants, again about half a mile away. And so if you hoof it, or you can get an Uber to ferry yourself around if you want.
So it looks like
don't you have to have closed-toed shoes for the warehouse tour?
For the tour, you know what? That's a good question. I don't recall. So
We did last year, but I didn't sign up for it this year, so I haven't paid any attention to whether they're saying that again.
that was the case last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So can somebody put that on your to-do list to look that up? Because I don't remember seeing that. And that would be really important. So the home office tour, oh my gosh, it's actually for, raise your hand if you're signed up for the home office tour on the 24th, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Okay. Kate, you're not? No? And
is that when I'm signed up? I think so.
say that again. That's when you signed up for, yes.
That's on Wednesday at 11?
Wednesday at 11, exactly. Wednesday 11 to like 1-ish. Yep. So go back and look at your registration and see whether you need to make sure to wear enclosed shoes. We took a group, I think there were 7 of us last time, and they do a raffle at the end of the home office tour. 3 of us were winners out of like 50 or 60 people. It was remarkable. The odds, we all went out and bought lottery tickets. We all went home with ice cream makers.
Oh, wow.
Yes, exactly. So they love to send us home with goodies.
So we're flying Southwest, so we get free luggage. So
Pampered Chef does a really awesome thing, and we've been doing this for a while, so we finally got our drill down to a science. FedEx is on site, and you can actually, if you buy anything, and be thinking about sharing, guys, what all you bought while you were at National Conference, party packs and all that kind of stuff. What do they call them? Surprise packs, right? But anyway, if you do some shopping and you've got a bunch of stuff, or you're a winner, a prize winner, you can just walk over to the FedEx. They give you a box. It's like $10 for a box. And you can put it as much in it as you want, and they slap a label on it, and it's waiting at home when you get home.
are they very big boxes?
They are nice big boxes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
They're
the, at least last year and the year before, they were Pampered Chef boxes. So it's just like the same various sizes of Pampered Chef boxes that you use, that you get shipments in. The larger sizes ones.
Fill our new gals in about surprise packs, guys.
I'm thrilled about them.
You've heard this. You've heard about it. What are they?
All I know is they're boxes of Pampered Chef products that you can buy for $25 or $50.
Okay. And what's in the box?
That's all I know. I haven't bought anything yet.
No, it's on site. You can't buy them now, right?
Right.
People go nuts. Did you guys get surprise boxes last time?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
And there's, from my recollection, I've never done one, but it's a surprise. You don't know what's in it, so you pay.
Are they discontinued things?
Mostly it's discontinued items. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a special prize in some of the boxes.
Some of the
Oh,
boxes,
yes. Some of them last year had golden tickets in the
golden ticket, and they were giving cookware and
Yeah.
Darcy went home with a complete set of cookware.
Wow.
they do in the past, they do raffles during general session. So your consultant number would get picked, and it shows up on the screen and you would end up with a treat getting shipped home to you if you were a winner. Yeah, we had a lot of winners. Michelle was a winner. Darcy, Michelle, who else won during general session? And then we had 3 winners during the home office. We cleaned up at National Conference last year. So surprise packs are fun because people open them up and they're like, oh my gosh, look what's in here. And then they start trading and bartering. And then once they've settled on what they want to keep, they throw it in a box and send it home. So you can also, other things that you can purchase while you're there, those of you who've been before, kind of just rattle off the things you can purchase.
You can buy your logo wear, the PC logo wear, and then some other of the Pampered Chef products, some discounts, depending on what it is. If they've got some surplus of certain items, then you can buy some at discounts, or I don't know if it's all just surplus ones that they have.
I don't know what decided on it, but yeah, they had like 12 or 15 different things that you could get at super low prices, and yeah, but the logo wear is very cool. So if you're in the market for a sweater or a t-shirt or a scarf or a bag, the variety is astounding.
Yeah,
pretty fun.
How much spending money should I bring?
Yeah.
What would you guys say?
Depends
I'd
on.
say yes.
Yes.
Set yourself a budget.
Set a budget.
Either bring the cash or have it available on a card. So
yeah, they will take your order payment account, so you can just have them put it right on your order payment account right in that moment at the register.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was so fast and efficient. I will tell you, there is a very special, so there's a store of logo gear, and then there's a separate store exclusively for directors. So again, another really good reason to promote to director, because there's some goodies in the director store that the consultants and senior consultants and team leaders don't have access to. That's a very fun thing. But Laurel, you have to set your own budget, my friend.
I figured $500 was good.
I'm going to dinner with her. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We do have.
Well, actually, I have a pet sitting gig the week before, and I'm taking all that money with me.
that works.
So that'll be a couple $100 at least.
Okay. We have some meals that are not included in well, let me put this the other way. Pampered Chef includes a couple meals. Do I have that right, Shaughnessy? Are they doing a lunch?
They didn't last year.
They did not.
Okay.
Not for us ordinary people, no.
They've revised and changed things up so that they could, instead of, like, they used to have a box lunch for us one day that was kind of just a typical box lunch, but they're tried to kind of move those resources into other fun things that everybody would benefit from. So your meals are your expense. There's a couple little coffee shops and cafes that they set up in the conference center, and then there's restaurants that are a little on the higher end in each of the hotels nearby.
How many meals are we looking at that we should budget for?
So we're traveling on Tuesday. If you're coming in the day before on Tuesday, so that night, and usually I'll talk about the schedule. So that Tuesday travel day, right? Then breakfast, lunch, dinner for Wednesday, breakfast, lunch, dinner for Thursday and Friday, and breakfast lunch on Saturday.
Unless you're one like me who likes a brunch,
Yeah.
eats a bigger meal in the morning and then doesn't really need to eat till dinner. But bring snacks. You can bring snacks too.
Pack in snacks if you have something specific. Like Kate, I think, did oatmeal packages and little from Trader Joe's packages of soup that she could just add hot water to. Michelle, I think, did that last year too.
Another thing is like Instacart. If you have Instacart, you can have places deliver. Now this year it's all changing too.
We lost you, Shaughnessy.
Eats and DoorDash and all those things. Oh, I'll type it.
Okay. No. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, DoorDash and all that. We are doing a so what we did last year for our team, we did one meal that we wanted to all be sure to do together. And so you want to set aside and make sure that you join us for that. It's going to be Thursday night, the 25th. And the last thing on our agenda is general session, ends at 4:30. So we're thinking at about 6 o'clock. And what you want to do is, as you make friends in the first couple days of national conference, you're welcome to invite people to do this. We do a networking meal, and it's kind of halfway through our national conference. I order in Giordano deep dish Chicago pizza and beverages. And I have everybody throw in like $5 just to kind of contribute to the pizza night. But we start pizza and we kind of go around and share what we, the biggest, oh my gosh, wow, so far. And it helps kind of, firm up what you've been learning, and you get a chance to hear what everybody else is learning, because maybe there was a session that you didn't get to because you were in the Tasty Tidbits, somebody else went, and they kind of will give you the heads up on how it went. Then you can share materials and whatnot. So I had to drag everybody out of there. They were so busy. Yeah, it was super cool. And Brenda and her team joined us. A couple other teams joined us. So we probably had 20 people at that. But plan on that for Thursday night. And Carol and I will make arrangements for the dinner. Last year we had a pretty big hotel room and we did it in our room. We're going to just take over a lounge somewhere in the hotel. So we will let you know where it's going to be, but we won't know until we get there. Okay. We'll have that all arranged for pizza delivery right around 7 o'clock that evening. Okay.
That's on Thursday night. Did we have a team meeting a different day?
Say that again.
Did we have a team meeting on a different day?
No, oh yes. Okay, so in terms of schedule then, so that team time with me and Carol and our team is Thursday evening. The other things that are on your schedule, locked on your schedule for those.
Can someone mute again? Because it's really hard to hear.
Annette, are you?
Yeah, I'm just arriving at my class, so I'm going to sign off.
Okay.
So,
thank you,
but
Annette.
thank you.
Thanks so much, hon.
Okay.
Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, hit the mute button, Annette. So for those of you who are, which is everybody except Shaughnessy, are on my team, we're under Shelley Carol, who is a national executive director, and our scheduled team time with her and her entire organization is on Wednesday from 2:30 till 4 o'clock.
Oh, that's right, when that virtual thing that Kate wanted to go to, I think. Wasn't that at 3:30?
It's Wednesday, not Thursday. Is that what you're looking at?
No, Wednesday has that Café and Tidbits thing, and it had that what is it called? Virtual Party Best Practices Wednesday at 3:30, unless there's another time. Is that what you're looking at, Kate?
Now I'm looking at the breakout sessions, which are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's on Friday.
Oh, good. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
It's on Friday, 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the teams are meeting in there's several blocks where the team meetings are happening on Wednesdays, and I'm pretty sure they're not scheduling other classes during those times, because you definitely don't want to miss that. So the reason is actually, Eve and Kate, who've been before, tell us for the team time, what did you find from that? I mean, describe that to us a little bit.
The first thing that impressed me about it was to see all these people that I've seen their names on like the monthly recaps of who achieved what, and to see Sherri in person, and yeah, it's just like you always hear when you're doing a virtual party, they say do a video so that people know that you're a real person. Well, it's the same kind of thing when you go to these team meetings and see all these other people that you know the names, and there they are in person. This one who especially, oh, I can't remember names now, the one who's always the incredible recruiter, and she's this little tiny girl.
Ellington Boyce, is that it?
What is it?
Ellington?
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah.
She just did a big promotion. I think it was senior executive. So she's being recognized for.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see all that. And then, of course, those are the people that you want to start picking their brains, like Shelley's talking about. You want to talk to everybody, but it's, you know, there they are right there. So you grab them.
Nancy Jo Ryan and more. So yeah, absolutely. You will have access to everyone. Just so you know who we're talking about. So Kathy asked me kind of to show her the levels the other day. If you're brand new as a consultant, your title is consultant, right? Once you have one person, you're a senior consultant. Once you have at least 2 people, you're a team leader. The next level above that is director. The next level above that is advanced director. Ellen and I are advanced directors, and you'll get to meet Ellen. So Ellen is one of those people that you probably see on Facebook all the time, and you'll get a chance to meet her and cuddle with her. She is my mother. Like in reality, she's my mom. I am her firstborn child. And so we are one of very few mother-daughter teams that do Pampered Chef over the history of Pampered Chef. So that's Ellen, and we're both advanced directors. Then from there, you will meet Shelley Carol, and Shelley Carol is our national executive director. And if you open up the catalog, you can see Sherri's picture along with the other national executive directors. Currently, that's the highest level in the company. And Sherri is the sweetest gal. You would want to just go have a cup of coffee with her. She's a volleyball player like I am from way back, and probably 20, coming up on 30 years with Pampered Chef. And our organization has well in excess of 1,000 consultants. I talked with Sherri on the phone just last night before I got on the call with you guys about the virtual parties, and she shared that they just hit for her team, of which we're part. They just hit 100 people signed up from her team for national conference, and they're not done. So your greater team is who you'll get a chance to meet during team time, and those are Pampered Chefs who you're actually connected with. We lovingly call that like sister directors or sister consultants. Like if you kind of are related to another consultant, it's almost like a family tree. So you want to ask people, you know, who's your director and who's your national director? Whose team are you on? So you can kind of figure out how you're connected. But we're all connected through Shelley Carol as our national executive. And she has asked us to definitely make sure to introduce each of you to her. She wants to meet you. She wants to know who you are, and this is a first for her too. She's getting a chance to meet a lot of us for the first time. And so if you spot anybody, if you spot Stephen Joseph walking down the hallway, go up and introduce yourself and say hello. If you see Nancy Jo Ryan, if you see Doris Christopher, go say hello. And Doris Christopher you'll always know where she is because she'll have a crowd. And who can tell me who Doris Christopher is?
Our blessed founder.
Founder, who did not turn around and go home terrified on that first night in October in 1980 when she went to go do the first Pampered Chef party. Big stormy night. She was freaking out. She was like, what am I doing? Talk about having cold feet. She didn't turn around. And that night she booked several parties, had several people come up to her and say, I want to do this too. And here we are as a result. Okay. Another name that you'll want to know is Tracy Britt Cool, if you haven't heard that name, she is our CEO. And the lady is remarkable. She's pregnant with her third boy. And so her kids are bitty bitty, and she's young. She's super young. And she came to Pampered Chef. She was Warren Buffett's right-hand woman. She's a protege of Warren Buffett. And we are part of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway's family of companies. Warren Buffett pursued Doris Christopher and Pampered Chef for a number of years. We were private, completely private company, family-owned company, until Doris was getting on in age, and it was a strategic decision to protect our longevity, to go ahead and agree to to join Berkshire Hathaway. And Warren Buffett's known for finding really good companies, adding them to his Berkshire Hathaway, and just letting them keep doing what they're doing, all that awesomeness. And so that's what's happened. We joined Berkshire Hathaway's in early 2000s, around 2002, 2003. And it's been a good mesh. Well, that's where we got Tracy Britt Cool, because we needed a CEO. We happened to have a spot that was open, and she jumped at it, and she's brilliant. So a lot of the strategic things that you're seeing our company do with the website and positioning ourselves are a function of her leading a lot of great analysis and research and studies and to make sure that we're positioned for the next 40 years. So she will very likely be on stage. She'll be very pregnant. I think I don't remember when she's due, but you'll get a chance to hear from Tracy Britt Cool. Who are some of the other names that they need to be aware of, guys? Who's that hot redhead?
Jean Jonas.
Jean.
Woohoo!
Wahoo! Exactly. So you will know Jean when you see her. But Jean Jonas is, and I think her title has changed recently, but she's the consultant advocate. She's really our person in the executive team who strategizes support for the consultants, and she's phenomenal. You will know her by the gorgeous red hair, and that's Jean Jonas. You've seen her on videos. So there's a handful of other folks, but if you have any questions about who's who, or if you find yourself in a situation where you'd like to be introduced to somebody and you're feeling shy, don't let that opportunity go by. Be sure you grab one of us who's been around the block a while, and we'll introduce you, okay? And I will do my best to kind of make sure that everybody knows everybody. And I look forward to you guys helping me too, right? Okay, good. If you've connected with somebody on Facebook and you're really eager to meet them in person, start to lay that groundwork now as well, so that you can meet, get a chance to get a hug from somebody that you've really connected with on our virtual Facebook world. All right. Any other questions about that who's who and that team time? It's kind of quick, but it's pretty impressive because you get a chance to, all of a sudden our little world that's this big suddenly gets this big, and it really shows you where we fit within the grand scheme of things. But that's Wednesday, the 24th, after our home office tour, is team time, and it finishes at 4 o'clock, and there's a 2-hour block right there. And then that evening, so again, we're talking Wednesday evening, we have an exclusive invite to Nancy Jo Ryan's training event that evening that has grown from a couple consultants sitting in the lobby bar to now up to like 2,000 people filling 3 ballrooms in the convention center. And Nancy Jo Ryan is the top most senior consultant as national executive director in the entire company. And she and her team, they pick consultants who are really good in different areas, and they give them like a 5 or 10 minute segment where they can share their best practices. And that's what that evening is. So we might hear from 8 or 10 different top performers. So you'll get a segment on recruiting, you'll get a segment on how to earn a trip, you'll get a segment on virtual, and it's powerful. And conference hasn't even started by that point, and I have always heard folks say that was worth the price for coming right there. So 6 to 8 o'clock that night. Okay. All right. So in terms of that day on Wednesday, you either want to plan to run out after team time and hit one of the restaurants and go have a quick meal before coming back, or plan to carry something in that you get from the cafe of the hotel first thing. You know, at the Crown Plaza, they have a coffee shop in the downstairs level. I always go in, I get a coffee, and I get a parfait thing with fruit and yogurt and granola, and I carry it with me, and I go head over to the conference center. That's what I do to start that's my breakfast at the beginning of the day. There's sit-down restaurants. There's actually a restaurant in our hotel that has got a fabulous buffet. It's got what do they call that? I mean, a really, really, really beautiful. It's just a single price, and it's all you can eat. Eve, we did that last year, right? For one of the meals.
Was that the one we went to on Saturday before we all left for our airplanes?
I think it was one of the evenings. I don't remember what day we did that.
I don't remember which one, what we ate where.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Okay. So it's an option for dinner. Okay, what other questions do you have? Is this helpful?
It's very helpful to me.
Excellent, very good. So I'm looking, so there's general sessions and there's the breakout sessions. Apparently now you can sign up in advance. Are they having you sign up, Kate, for the breakout sessions? No, so they're just available. You just schedule, kind of work out your plan as to which ones you want to go to, and have a backup. Have a backup plan. General session though, it's everybody who's attending conference, and they're expecting like 4,000 people. Right now we're closing in on almost 3,000 that are already registered. So reach out to your fellow consultants and teammates and Pampered Chef sisters if they're not registered, and give them a little nudge to join us. We definitely have got room in our hotel rooms that we can add in some additional folks, and that would be great. But general sessions where everybody converges at once, and they usually do like 3 general sessions, and it's a party. It's outrageous. It's like being at a concert. And that's where you'll learn what the new products are. They do training from the stage. They do all kinds of fun things. Some logistics about that. A lot of folks think, oh, well, I want to sit with my whole team. You know, I want to save seats and whatnot. And it creates so much chaos for people saving seats. So if you want to sit with somebody specific, meet them outside of general session, meet together and go in together. Find one person that you want to sit with each general session and switch it up. I recommend that you actually go and meet some new people. Go sit by somebody that you don't know yet and introduce yourself to them. But don't panic during general session if you're not finding the rest of the team. It's dark, there's lights flashing all over the place, there's a zillion, it's huge. And so us trying to find each other will be a little challenging. It is the place and time though where if you have noisemakers or lightsabers or feather boas, or it's a time to get silly and wacky and wear dig through your children's toy box and find anything Mickey Mouse and Disney, especially with Disney coming up. That's the time to bring that good stuff out. So whether it's the clappers or noisemakers or various different things like that, everybody just gets super, super jazzed and excited and has a really good time with it. Okay, what else? Home office tour, team time with Sherri, Nancy Jo, general sessions, the director event, t-shirts, be thinking about t-shirts, as Carol will get us some details on what they're designing. And as her niece makes designs and does t-shirts, so I didn't realize that was in the works before we started talking about it, so that's awesome. Anything else for you gals who want to share with Laurel before we wrap up? Any tips or advice? If you know that you snore, bring earplugs for your roommates. Everybody usually brings snacks, and kind of, everybody in your individual rooms kind of shares and does snacks. If you're connect with your roommates, if you're a morning shower person versus a nighttime shower person versus a night owl. I'm a night owl. I lay there reading forever. I've got my little night light. Good. There's going to be stuff we didn't cover that it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, blah, blah, blah. And in advance, I apologize. There's so much to it. But I'm really proud of each of you for making the commitment and joining us for National Conference. It's going to be amazing. You will not regret going. And I'm super, super eager to spend that most of that week with each of you. It's going to be a blast. And please don't hesitate. If you're stuck in any way at all, come to me or Carol or Shaughnessy. Go to a fellow consultant so that you can get some help if you need it. Okay, we're all there to help each other. Anything else? Why don't you guys all unmute so we can just give a little bit of feedback. I hope this is helpful for you. Real quick, what was the, oh my gosh, most helpful thing that you heard during our time tonight?
Going over the schedule.
The schedule?
Because I didn't understand the schedule. With the general meetings and things like that, it was like, what are we doing on, in that block of time when there's nothing scheduled? That's when General Assembly is.
General sessions. So everybody goes to general sessions, and then the breakout sessions, everybody goes different directions.
Yeah.
And the elevators are packed, the staircases are packed, the escalator is packed. So they allow enough time, and everybody, it's a good time to chit chat with people and to make friends with people you're waiting in line for the elevator for. Okay. Yeah, it's all very organized. They give you a lanyard and your name tag, and then you've got little slips to get you into different things, and you've got a little you can look at the bottom of your name tag and say, oh yeah, here's what's scheduled next. So it's very well organized.
And I'm assuming they're extremely well set up for disabled people.
So when you register, do you indicate disability?
No, because most of the time I'm not disabled. But sometimes my back goes out, and then I can't walk.
I would take the opportunity now to call the phone number on your registration and tell them, I want to be on the list for disability, and so that they know in advance. Okay. So Ellen, my mother, our friend Ellen, cannot hear at all. She's deaf. And so they have a special place close to the stage for people who are hearing impaired, and they have sign language people there. And that's where she sits, and she gets this script book so that because otherwise she would not even know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And she's my mom, and we don't get to see each other very often. So I go and I sit next to her. And so I register as hearing impaired. When I register, they know me by now. After 18 times, they know me. So that's where you'll find us during general session, is with the people who can't hear. Yeah, and it's usually way off to the side in the corner. So yeah, and they've got folks who are in wheelchairs. Kate had one year. Michelle had one, right? They were doing racing all around. So anyway, make that call ahead of time, so not last minute. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Good. Thank you for bringing that up. Eve, did you hear anything that was particularly helpful?
Some of the same things, that just reminders about what to expect for National Conference. I'm planning to do more preparing ahead of time, what classes to take and things, and I'm going to be focusing on host coaching to get more guests at virtual parties and live parties, both. So just more guests at each party.
Good. Host coaching.
So
host coaching. There you go. Very, very good. All right. I love it. How about for you, Kate? And actually, you know what, Eve, I just thought of this. We'll bring this conversation into our message thread, but there are some tips for how to prep your family for you to be gone. Everything from doing freezer meals to going now to the dollar store and buying gifts for your children. stashing them in your closet. And when you stop, Natalie, because you do not want to be spending your time in Chicago going, oh my gosh, I need to bring a present home for my, all my children. And you're shopping in the airport and you're spending buku money because you don't want to come home empty-handed. If you have something, or go to Toys R Us, go to Kmart or wherever, shop the sales now. And then you go upstairs and like, hi Mom, I'm home. You go upstairs with your bags. I'll bring down your sheets in a second. And you pull them out of the closet and you go down, look at what I got for you. They do not know the difference when you got little kids. When they get to be 17, they know the difference. Natalie's in there going, Mom, no, don't do that. Okay. Kate, what was your best aha from tonight? And then I'll stop the recording.
I don't know. Like Eve, a lot of it is just reminders of things. I did notice that I really urge everybody, if you haven't printed out your session planner and taken a look at the classes, do that. Especially this year, I've noticed that they have the same 4 breakout sessions almost every day. But the Tasty Tidbits and the Tech Cafe, they changed that up a lot. So you want to pick what you're going to go to. The only other thing I'd say is be prepared to stand in long lines at Starbucks.
And the bathroom.
And the bathrooms, yes, of course.
Take over some of the men's rooms and turn them into women's rooms because we're like 98% women. Yeah. But I mean, I think they have it well organized. We got a salad at the little cafe thing last time. And they have these little lounge areas set up, chairs and couches and bean bags and stuff around coffee tables. And there's plug-in chargers everywhere so that you can
charge. The charging ports.
But bring an extra, bring a put on your packing list to bring what the heck am I saying? A power strip for your hotel room.
Oh, the other thing for the newbies, this is your first one there. There's a section of where the lounge area is on the in the conference room floor in that building. That's just for the brand new people. So check that out. First time
reception. Did you guys get invited? Did you get invited, Laurel, to a first timers reception?
No.
There's probably going to be, you'll have some kind of an invitation when you register at the door.
Okay.
You'll have something for first timers, and you get
okay.
You can see mine back here, one of my little name tag things with all the things, the ribbons hanging from it. You'll get a first timers ribbon and a consultant ribbon and on and on and on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was that year I was a speaker. I had career sales and all that. So, but you get to set that all up on your name tag for you, and you wear that everywhere. Okay. The other thing we did not talk about is the app, but we'll stop now. So remind us to talk about the app. Is that message thread working for everybody, or should we make a Facebook group?
I like
it
seems to be working.
Working? Kate, what do you say?
Yeah, I get the notifications on the message group. I don't necessarily get notifications if you put it in a group.
Okay. All right, Laurel, so that's okay?
That's fine.
Great, good deal. Okay, keep those questions and sharing coming. I know there were things we did not address, but hope this was helpful. And I will sign us off, and I'll post the recording for this into our group. And I'm looking forward to spending a national conference with you all. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.